Welcome to DentonRadio.com, powered in part by Classic of Denton. Well, welcome back, everybody, to DentonRadio.com. Thank you very much for tuning in with us. Today, we have got a celebrity in the house. We are sitting down with the one, the only, the very impressive and probably a little bit tired Linda Eaddy of the Denton Black Film Festival. What is your official title with DBFF?
Well, I am the Director of Film Programming.
Perfect.
And I always like to add etc. on the end because I do a few other things too.
Perfect. Well, so the festival, today is the first official day of the Denton Black Film Festival.
Yes, it is.
And you guys are going all the way till the 27th, so you've got a pretty full calendar. And this year you've got more programming than ever between music and comedy and spoken word and food and all this other stuff. But I really wanted to get the opportunity to talk with you about the grand poobah of it all, and that's the film, and get some insight from you on some of the highlights that we need to check out. If nobody's checked out the films before, what they have to go see, and just what's the best practices for checking out DBFF this year.
Oh, there's so many. I mean, we've grown. Last year we screened 48 films. This year we've got 64 films. And we've got documentaries, narrative films, short films, just something for everybody. We've got comedy, we've got serious topics, just a variety of things. It's just one of the hot things I think that's really exciting, that I'm probably most excited about this year, is that on Thursday night when we have our opening film, we're screening Imitation of Life. It's the 1959 version, so it's its 60th anniversary.
Awesome.
One of the stars in Lana Turner was in the movie, and Sandra Dee and John Gavin. Wow. And we're most interested in Juanita Moore, who played the maid in the story. Okay. And she was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. Wow. She did not win, but in 1959 she was nominated, and that's pretty special. Yeah. So we've got some special treats for the audiences that come out for the screening. We've got her nephew will be here, and he'll have some special family photos and some stories about her to share.
Very cool.
And then we have a never-seen-before interview that was done with her.
Okay. Which
is really exciting. And then when you see all of the films and the TV and everything that she's done, you'll be amazed. You know, and there are clips from things like she was in Paternity with Burt Reynolds, who I really think about this year since we lost him. It's just amazing. You know, she mentions Marlon Brando and just other people that she's really had an opportunity to work with. So cool. And she died in 2014 at 99 years old. Wow. So what a life.
99.
Yes, what a life she led, though. But we're going to share and let people know more about her, about the person, Juanita Moore.
Super cool.
Yes. And then another thing I want to tell you about is on Friday at 1:30, we're doing a free community screening. Okay. And it's for a documentary called Bias. Okay. Now, we will have the associate producer editor there, Christy Herring, will be there. So she'll be at the Q&A. And then we also have as a moderator Phil Clayburg, who has a company, Metrics to Results. And he does a lot of implicit bias training with corporations and school districts and that kind of thing. Very cool. So he's going to be there as well. Awesome. So it's just a really good film because it talks about, you know, we all have biases. Everybody, if you're breathing, you have a bias. But the question is, what do you do with it? You know, now that you have it, and the first step to me is just becoming aware of all the different biases that we all have. Because with awareness gives you an opportunity to maybe change some things, or at least be aware of how you're acting to different people or different situations. So I think it's a very important film.
Yeah. Very cool. Yes. Now, we got the opportunity the other day to talk to Sierra Boniface about her film that was a short. And for a lot of people that have not heard of shorts before, I think it's such a great opportunity for them to kind of get a sampler platter of what's going on. So give us a rundown on some of the shorts that we've got and what the shorts are and all that good stuff.
Well, short films. There are many filmmakers that are really passionate about what they do. And so because lack of funding, they have good stories, but they maybe don't have the funds to do a feature-length film. Some stories don't really justify that. Sometimes you can get a feature-length film that has a lot of fluff and things in it that would really be better if it was shorter. Yeah. So with that said, we have several different blocks of short films. We have a college student short block, which Sierra, her film, will be in that short block. We have a couple of other local college students that have their films in there, but it's just a wonderful way to support emerging, filmmakers, because some of these people you may hear, about someday. So it's a good way to really kind of support them in the beginning of their, careers. And then we have a special women's filmmaker block on Saturday.
Cool.
Yes, at 2:00 on Saturday. So that's really neat. All of the filmmakers in that block were women, and I think it's about 10 films maybe in that. And a thing about short films is I have grown to love them so much. Because when a filmmaker, you can tell a story, you have a good story, and you can tell it in 4 minutes or 7 minutes or 30 minutes. It's amazing, and it's amazing what they can cover and what they can get you to feel and understand in such a short amount of time. It's really takes a special person to be able to really put together something that good in such a short length of time.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's very, very impressive.
Because we have some 4-minute ones that I think are excellent.
Just knock out of the park.
Yeah,
that's so cool. Well, and again, I'll meet people who will say, I don't know, man, I'm down with the music, I'm down with the comedy, but I don't know if I'm a documentary guy. It's just not something that they would normally do, right? So I always tell them, go to the shorts and experience the shorts, and then that'll hook you and it'll pull you in. Pretty soon you're going to be in all the feature films that you can.
And see, documentaries, you pick a topic that you're really interested in. Like this year, we've got Loki Mulholland coming back. He won Best Documentary last year for The Uncomfortable Truth. What a personality he is. He'll be screening a film at Alamo on Sunday called Black, White, and Us, where he's gone to Utah. There's a lot of transracial adoptions that people are not aware of. And it's really intimate portrayal of these families and things. And that's the thing about documentaries. Sometimes you get to really get inside, people's lives. For example, we have a film that's we're dealing with one of the social justice issues we're dealing with this year is mental health issues. And we have a gentleman, James Curry, that's going to be with his film Master Jam. And he shares an intimate deal that happened with his family in terms of the death of his brother from suicide and the impact that it had on his parents and the family. So a lot of times people can share really special things, and there are things that we're all experiencing, or people that have experienced it. So it's so important to be able to look through that other lens, even if you haven't experienced it. It brings that insight into your life. So documentaries I love them too.
It's very, very, very cool. Well, I'm excited for people to get to check out the festival, all aspects, because it's just endless features and activities and things that people can do. And so all across the city, you're going to have all this cool stuff happening from the UNT campus with the Murkison stuff going on over to the Alamo Draft House in Razor Ranch to the campus theater here in downtown and beyond.
Let me tell you.
It's so cool.
Saturday night, we're going to be at Dan's from 9 to 1 partying. We're going to have Fingerprints and Friends.
Oh, cool.
Music jam, so that's going to be fun. So, and we've got wonderful art exhibits too. We've got 2 art exhibits this year. One at UNT on the Square from a MFA fiber student, Taylor Barnes from UNT, and then a quilt exhibit that's just fabulous at the Patterson-Appleton Arts Center, Barbara McCraw. That's just, it's not your grandmother's quilts. That's all I can say. And they all tell stories.
I got to check it out just the other night. It's really, really cool.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Great job.
And it tells stories, which it really ties into a film festival because we're all about the films and telling stories. So,
I love it. So cool. Well, Linda, before we wrap up, is there anything else that we need to make sure that we touch on, and some films that we can push people towards, or what's some info that everybody needs to know going into this?
God, they're just, there are so many good films. There's if you want to laugh, there's a comedy called Bruce that'll be airing at the Alamo Draft House on Saturday. We also have, just on Sunday, we've got some very good documentaries that are going to be screening there. Loki's that I mentioned, but there's another one called Circles.
Cool.
There's the natural hair movie. We hope to get some of the people out with the natural hair and stuff. We've got a movie about that whole thing because it's kind of a movement and kind of a thing now. So we've got that going on. And then there's a story from the UK, the Mayor's Race documentary. That we're showing that's really good too. The filmmaker's from Germany, but she's actually a black woman from Germany. But the story takes place in the UK where a gentleman grew up in poverty, but he's decided he wants to be mayor.
Wow.
So he's running a campaign, so it's kind of interesting.
Very, very, very cool. Well, I love it. Cannot encourage this festival more because it's just so much fun. It's so cool. It's a great, great time. I've never met anybody that didn't really, really enjoy the experiences that they've had at the Denton Black Film Festival. And this is the 5th
Yeah, it's
year?
the 5th year. And we've grown
5
so
years.
much. And part of it, too, is we look at this not just, it is a film festival. Film is our heart.
Yeah.
But we're a cultural festival. So there are a lot of veins and arteries running to and from that heart. And that's why we have art and we have music and we have, you know, all the other elements, comedy and spoken word event Friday night.
It's going to be so cool.
It's a competitive thing. The winner gets $500, so they're out there doing
Love
their thing.
that.
So you'll want to come out and see some of the best poets in the area.
Perfect. Well, very, very, very cool. Well, everybody, she is Linda Eaddy. I'm trying to think of the best descriptor for you for the festival. The one that makes it all happen.
Maybe the crazy one. I
The
don't
crazy
know.
one of the day.
I may not know her name by tomorrow, but you know, you're giving it my best shot.
Very hardworking person who I take my hat off to if I was wearing one, because you've done such great work with this festival and doing so much. So thank you for all the work you do to add something so cool to Denton.
Well, thank you, but we couldn't do it without our volunteers. We have an awesome team and many people that make this happen. So
wonderful.
Kudos to all our
guys,
volunteers.
make sure you check it out, DentonBFF.com for more information. Make sure you get your tickets, clear your calendars. It kicks off today, the Denton Black Film Festival. Don't miss it. Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out DentonRadio.com for new Denton artists and where they're playing next. While you're surfing the internet, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at ClassicOfDenton.com.